Welcome to Realty Bites with me, Charan Bajwa, licensed real estate broker with Remax One. If you're in the market to buy a home, you might have encountered a situation where the property has multiple offers in it. It can be very frustrating as a buyer when you're unable to secure a property in this situation. Even though luck and destiny play a major role, it is important to ensure that your offer in a multiple bid situation is prepared, presented, and negotiated in an effective and efficient manner to increase your chances of it being accepted. So I'm sharing some very important tips with you on how to come out as a strong buyer when you are competing with others on the same property. It's important for us to understand how can sellers respond to multiple offers. While there are no written rules or laws governing responses in multiple offer situations, sellers usually adopt one or more of several typical approaches. The quickest and easiest approach for the seller is to accept the best offer on the table, which does not have to be best only in terms of price. Additional terms and conditions of the offer, like contingencies, milestone dates, buyer financing terms, etc., will play a key role. Next in line might be an approach where they only decide to counter one or two of the best offers they have on the table to better negotiate and shortlist the final one they want to go with. Sellers can also negotiate separately with all the offers, giving them different counters if they would like. Last but not the least, the sellers might invite best and final offers by a certain deadline before they pick one. There is no way to preempt which of these approaches the seller takes to navigate through multiple offers. And even if you are provided some clarity about the process, there is nothing that would prevent them from changing their approach. The type of response you get would be a result of the combination of seller and listing agent personalities and how their time and price requirements are being met. Even though the listing agent is involved in this process and guiding and advising the seller, the final decision always rests on the seller's shoulders. If you encounter a situation where you feel that the listing agent is not communicating the seller's correct position, it can get a little tricky. And you would have to rely on your agent's experience and expertise to have this handled appropriately. It is imperative that you as the buyer leave nothing to chance. You must put your best foot forward and make an earnest effort. It is very important to realize that you will never be able to snatch a deal on a property with multiple offers. In fact, they will usually go for at or above asking prices. You absolutely need to have an experienced, smart negotiator as your buyer's agent in a multiple offer situation. Otherwise, it might be a losing battle even before you begin. As a seller's agent, I unfortunately come across way too many buyer's agents who don't even call me to check on the status of the property or if we have any offers before. They just simply email me the offer. If you happen to be working with such an agent, it will unfortunately not let you get too far. So please make sure that you're working with a professional who performs due diligence before he or she helps you prepare an offer. Wouldn't it be crucial for you to know if the seller prefers a specific closing date or if they would like you to take over the security system subscription before you put your terms together? Even though the price is the strongest factor in most cases and nothing else can usually substitute for that, you can make your offer strong in many additional ways. For example, a short personal letter from you to the sellers on why you like their home could take you a long way. Your agent must write up a professional cover letter highlighting your and your offer strengths. You and your agent must communicate in a prompt manner because out of sight is usually out of mind in multiple offer situations. Eliminating as many contingencies as possible in a multiple offer situation would definitely bring you out a stronger buyer as well. So if you are willing to buy the property as is or waive the appraisal under the guidance of your agent, of course, make sure that is conveyed clearly in your offer. Last but not the least, an unwritten or undocumented issue is if either the seller's agent or your agent are confrontational and unpleasant to deal with, it may have an adverse impact on your offer. Nobody wants to engage in a 6 to 8 week relationship with someone who causes or aggravates friction. So please choose your agent carefully because they are going to be a reflection of you during the home buying process. You should know that during the negotiation process, the seller is under no obligation to disclose the price, terms, or conditions of other offers on the table. And you may never know how much of a gap you might have to bridge in order to procure the house for yourself. However, if your agent asks about the number of offers and if any of those offers have been brought about by the listing broker's office, the listing agent has to answer truthfully. Other than that, your agent's smart communications and negotiations might uncover some indicators on where your offer stands and where you need to be in order to win the game. Your agent may also advise you to add an escalation clause to your offer, wherein your offer would automatically increase by a set amount, going up to a maximum ceiling in the event there is another offer that is higher than yours. A very important note about real estate in New Jersey: nothing is final and binding until the attorney review period is over, which is usually 3 business days after the contracts have been signed and delivered to all parties, but could be shorter or longer depending upon the attorneys. This means the seller or the buyer can cancel the contract without any implications during this period. Therefore, if you as a buyer lost out on that home in the first round with the seller accepting another offer, you can still revise and re-present your offer for the seller's consideration. It may or may not be accepted, even if it turns out to be better, because many times sellers are ethical and they like to honor their word to the original buyer. So don't bet on it, and make sure you go strong when you're given the initial opportunity. Yes, this process of negotiating on a property with multiple offers can become quite frustrating. I would highly recommend that you not be discouraged by multiple offer situation if you like the home. Make a guided and reasonable offer. Compete with other buyers if you like the home that much, and then leave everything to destiny. Don't get overexcited, and keep your expectations in check so that you're not overly disappointed if you lose the home. I believe everything happens for a good reason, and you should too. Hope you can better navigate the world of multiple offers after listening to this podcast, and I would be more than happy to assist you one-on-one if you have further questions on this topic. Please feel free to reach out to me, Charan Bajwa, licensed real estate broker with RE/MAX I, and I can be reached at 732-438-0001, or you can also send me a message from my website, askcharan.com.